1, 2, 3, 4, let's go.
It's Heartbeat.
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
Hi, Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat. Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Hello everyone and welcome to Heartbeat Alaska. I'm Jeannie Green. It's a great show today, an educational show today, I must add. We travel from one end of the state to the other, looking at solid waste management. Fires are a hazard in rural Alaska. They can be very, very life-threatening, and we have the worst statistics in the bush. Well, burn boxes seems to be a solution, and we'll take a look at burn boxes and how they're used in rural Alaska. And I hope this is a solution for your village. I'll be back with burn boxes in rural Alaska right after this.
Heartbeat Alaska would like to thank the following sponsors for making our show possible. Brown's Electric. Thank you, Brown's Electric, for your generous support. Heartbeat Alaska is also brought to you by Frontier Flying Service. Thank you, Frontier, for getting Heartbeat Alaska airborne.
Flying in Alaska? Fly Frontier, the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Frontier is expanding again. They've added new routes to Nome, Kotzebue, and the surrounding villages. As you can see, Frontier is now really covering Alaska. So the next time you fly, try Frontier. Frontier offers quick, convenient check-in, low fares, and service direct to many of the villages. Frontier Flying Service is the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Make it your official airline too.
In the 1890s, pioneers carved a railway through the rugged mountains between Skagway and the Klondike. More than a century later, the White Pass and Yukon route still makes this legendary run. Along the way, life has gotten better for folks working on the railroad, thanks in part to Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska, a health plan that's offered smart choices and quality coverage to the people of Alaska since before it was a state. Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska. We're here. We're with you.
It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
It's a sight that none of us wish we had to see. Garbage scattered across the tundra by the fierce winds, the scent attracting scavengers in search of a meal. It's an unpleasant picture that brings unrest to our people. We bury our hazardous waste, and in unsafe conditions, we burn the rest. Too many times taking the risk of starting a fire that could threaten our village and destroy the serene beauty that surrounds our home. It was the open burning of trash at the local dump site that got away from one resident in the village of Iliamna and, fueled by wind, destroyed thousands of acres of pristine forest and hillside.
Well, I was working and I seen a big white mushroom-like smoke. So I said, let's go check that out. Doesn't look good, you know, because it's towards my house. And so I thought maybe my house was on fire or something. So we came up here and the fire was just blazing this way. I mean, the wind was blowing this way, so we jumped into everybody's equipment and we started pushing dirt. There was people from Kokonak, Pedro Bay, Nondalton, New Halen, and Iliamna. I know we used to call this timberline because of all the trees we had here. Now I mean, you could see all over the place.
That was our best berry picking grounds, so all that burnt. I know it affected me as a person. Well, I feel like it's taken a lot. Mainly it's like you go out there and look and it's all black, and you remember the prettiness of it, and you can't see it now, but I know it'll take a couple of years to come back. But it's not nobody's fault, but I think that something has to be done for all villages to have a better system than what we have. And if it's not affecting the, like fires and stuff like that, people burn in their own yards, and then it comes to everybody's house, and it's a lot more dangerous than where we had it as far as the community itself. And I think that we have to think of, for everybody's benefit, that something has to be done that'll make it better for our community.
It's the way we were taught to destroy our trash, burn what you can and bury the rest. Throughout most of rural Alaska, dumps and landfills are common. They attract bears and flocks of birds, creating dangerous situations for people and aircraft. For the people of Larsen Bay, this scenario is a reality. The landfill was once a gathering place for hungry bears who found plenty of trash to fill their bellies. Uncontrolled solid waste can be a source of disease that can be spread by people, insects, microscopic organisms, and wildlife, including bears.
We'll always have bears in Larsen Bay because we have a salmon creek down here, and so they were here first.
Trash is often burned to reduce volume and minimize these hazards, but when burned in the open, the fire cannot maintain a constant high temperature. The result is partially incinerated trash, foul-smelling smoke, and the problems with litter and wildlife remain. However, one company is doing their part to change the method of disposal of solid waste in remote rural locations. Villages are seeing a difference in their landfills, and the bears that once fed upon the trash of humans are going elsewhere to find their next meal. Introducing the Burn Box. Designed to fit the needs of rural Alaska, the Burn Box is durable and efficient, reducing trash to ash. It's also built in several different sizes, and it provides practical, cost-effective management of solid waste for remote locations, and is designed to work well with most villages' heavy equipment.
What equipment do you use to operate this box?
The city is set up. They have a 416 loader, and I think it's a 4D little dozer, and the blades are just perfect to fit through there. So it's just, if it gets too full, we use the little backhoe, the 416, to dig it out and to break it up, and then the little cat will just push it out, and then they dig the bigger pits they just push the gravel or push the remains into the debris into the pit. So, and we haven't moved the burn box since we brought it here. It's in the same exact spot, and we're using less dump area, less land, because it's burned so well in it. With the burn box here, in the past we've always had 20 to 30 bears in the village here at one time, and since we put up the fence and being able to control the garbage and not dumping it up here and then burning it in the pits, we're burning it in the box, and it's all controlled, and we're down to like maybe 6 bears, counting cubs, that are actually hanging out in the village here yet, and they haven't. The bears that come into the village now, they stop. If they can't get into the garbage, so they leave.
Flying in Alaska? Fly Frontier, the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Frontier is expanding again. They've added new routes to Nome, Kotzebue, and the surrounding villages. As you can see, Frontier is now really covering Alaska. So the next time you fly, try Frontier. Frontier offers quick, convenient check-in, low fares, and service direct to many of the villages. Frontier Flying Service is the official airline of Heartbeat, Alaska. Make it your official airline, too.
Once upon a time, there was a wise man who built his house in the Northland where it's cold, where the wind blows, but he had a Toyo stove.
The Toyo Stove Laser 60 AT with the wood fireplace design is the perfect direct vent heating system for your home. A force flue pipe design for venting results in maximum efficiency, and a large circulation fan distributes clean heat quickly and evenly throughout your house.
Papa, you're the wise man. You have a Toyo stove.
Ariga.
It's hard, Alaska.
Welcome one, welcome all.
It's hard, Alaska. You can hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show with the Iliamna, the Indian and the
On your next visit to Anchorage, be sure to stay at the Creekwood Inn and RV Park. Now under new management, the Creekwood Inn offers 26 newly renovated rooms and a cabin that sleeps 6. If you're in town for an event, the Creekwood Inn is the nearest hotel to the Sullivan Arena. The Creekwood Inn also has 68 RV spaces available year-round and offers winter RV storage with water, electric, sewer, and cable. The Creekwood Inn and RV Park is a proud sponsor of the Iditarod Fur Rendezvous and the Alaska Fighting Championships. So the next time you're in Anchorage, visit us at the Creekwood Inn and RV Park.
In the 1890s, pioneers carved a railway through the rugged mountains between Skagway and the Klondike. More than a century later, the White Pass and Yukon route still makes this legendary run. Along the way, life has gotten better for folks working on the railroad, thanks in part to Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska, a health plan that's offered smart choices and quality coverage to the people of Alaska since before it was a state. Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska. We're here. We're with you.
It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
When it's necessary to fly above the clouds to reach your village, you don't get much more remote than this. About 40 minutes from Anchorage by plane, tucked away on the north shore of 6 Mile Lake, sits the Tenina Athabascan village of Nondalton. With a population of around 200 people, the residents of Nondalton found themselves with the question of how to better dispose of their trash.
Probably one of the most important aspects is a burnable and non-burnable. This list of burnable, non-burnable, this comes to us from DEC.
For Nondalton, the burn box was the answer to that question.
And the most important aspect of the burning guidelines is what you shouldn't burn. You know, it's like fish nets, you shouldn't burn those, heavy plastics of any type. And the reason they don't want you burning heavy plastics, rubbers, those types of things, they'll give off poisonous fumes.
David Lancaster of Summit Consulting travels to the various burn box communities to explain how the burn box works and guides local operators through the technicalities.
We don't ever recommend you loading this thing above this level. You know, kind of mound it up in the middle, never above this level. And if you're going to burn pallets, never burn more than 20 pallets at a time. If you're going to burn slash, you know, maybe you'll fill it halfway at a time with slash. Your main burnables are that we encourage you to utilize this for is newspaper, cardboard, office paper, any type of wood products. you know, household garbage, natural fiber ropes, magazines, food and soda cans can go in, any plant, vegetable matter, any packaging materials, type of thing. You know, scrap lumber, these types of things. We recommend that you have a fire extinguisher here at the landfill at all times, a chemical or a dry powder fire extinguisher, and that you always have a pile of cover readily available, like your cover right there. So if a fire gets out of your landfill area, you know, if it's a small fire, you can put it out immediately with your fire extinguisher. If not, you know, you'll want to have your machine available so you could get a pile of this cover, dump on the fire, and put it out that way. Well, you guys want to burn some trash?
The burn box comes in a variety of different sizes and is designed to fit the needs of each community. The two most common burn boxes are the number 10, used for hub communities of 1,000 people or more, and the number 7 for smaller villages. With the number 10 burn box, full-size dump trucks can dump large loads of trash quickly and efficiently, making the burn box process a quick and easy task. The smaller number 5 and number 7 burn boxes can easily be loaded by heavy equipment or by hand, depending on your village's capabilities. Either way, the process of burning and eliminating trash becomes easier and quicker through the use of burn boxes.
The burn box, because it comes in several different models, we can tailor it to a community. And in addition to providing the burn box, we look at different ways of waste management, education, what is burnable, what is not burnable, waste collection and transportation to the burn box, and the ultimate disposal of the ash.
The thick plate steel walls of the burn box reflect heat back into the fire while blocking wind. This maintains a hotter and more efficient flame than an open pit fire, reducing trash to a small ash pile. Vents located in the sloping side walls of the burn box provide a steady supply of makeup air to feed the fire. No forced air or fuel is required. Because the burn box maintains a higher temperature than an open pit fire, smoke emissions and fly ash are reduced. Many villages are taking advantage of this unique tool for managing solid waste.
Number 5 model, it's the smallest model. For a village of 200 people or less. This one's going to Anvik on the Yukon River. So number 7 going to the city of Eek, that's by Bethel. Then in the back, they're finishing up our largest model. It's a number 10. This one has been developed to ship in 2 different parts, and when it is received on site, we bolt them together. So we have 2 burn boxes on this load. One is a knockdown kit that will be assembled on site. Saves a little money in shipping. We can't always get it on a barge. Sometimes we got to fly it in. We send them in like this. This particular one's going to Buckland in the Arctic. It takes our guys about 2 weeks to build one of these on site. This one going to Buckland when it's assembled will look just like the one behind it going to Kayana. It's our number 7 medium-sized burn box from Summit Consulting. Kayana is also one of the Northwest Arctic borough villages. These items should arrive on site in approximately 1 month. They go on the barge tomorrow.
Flying in Alaska? Fly Frontier, the official airline of Heartbeat, Alaska. Frontier is expanding again. They've added new routes to Nome, Kotzebue, and the surrounding villages. As you can see, Frontier is now really covering Alaska. So the next time you fly, try Frontier. Frontier offers quick, convenient check-in, low fares, and service direct to many of the villages. Frontier Flying Service is the official airline of Heartbeat, Alaska. Make it your official airline too.
Once upon a time, there was a wise man who built his house in the Northland where it's cold, where the wind blows, but he had a Toyo stove.
The Toyo Stove Laser 60 AT with the wood fireplace design is the perfect direct vent heating system for your home. A force flue pipe design for venting results in maximum efficiency, and a large circulation fan distributes clean heat quickly and evenly throughout your house.
Papa, you're the wise man. You have a Toyo stove.
Ariga.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Go, 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 go. You can hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. With the Iliamna, the Indian and the
On your next visit to Anchorage, be sure to stay at the Creekwood Inn and RV Park. Now under new management, the Creekwood Inn offers 26 newly renovated rooms and a cabin that sleeps 6. If you're in town for an event, the Creekwood Inn is the nearest hotel to the Sullivan Arena. The Creekwood Inn also has 68 RV spaces available year-round and offers winter RV storage with water, electric, sewer, and cable. The Creekwood Inn and RV Park is a proud sponsor of the Iditarod Fur Rendezvous and the Alaska Fighting Championships. So the next time you're in Anchorage, visit us at the Creekwood Inn and RV Park.
In the 1890s, pioneers carved a railway through the rugged mountains between Skagway and the Klondike. More than a century later, the White Pass and Yukon route still makes this legendary run. Along the way, life has gotten better for folks working on the railroad, thanks in part to Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska, a health plan that's offered smart choices and quality coverage to the people of Alaska since before it was a state. Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska. We're here. We're with you.
It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo. It's the Iliamna, the Indian and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
The Burn Box provides many benefits to each community, including reduced impact to wildlife. The Burn Box reduces trash volume while prolonging the life of landfill cells by up to 80%. Open burning at dump sites is a large contributor to Alaska's wildfires. Take Iliamna, for example. The Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation's new regulations will make open burning on the ground illegal by July of 2006. Summit Consulting works closely with villages to obtain funding for the villages and offers an enhanced rural solid waste management system to deal with the collection, disposal, education, and sustainability issues. With over 25 years of design and construction experience in rural Alaska, the staff at Summit Consulting can develop and implement a practical, cost-effective, solid waste management plan to fit the needs of any rural community. Just ask Dwayne Constantine at Nondalton.
Well, this new landfill came from a Village Safe Water grant through Village Safe Water. It's a grant that was granted in 1995 for a new landfill site. The existing site was too close to the runway, and the existing site was just an open dump. It wasn't, people burned as they wanted to, and this it was a terrible site. Summit did a great job cleaning up the existing site. The community's looking forward to this new landfill operation, as along with other projects in the community. This site looks like it's going to last at least 20, 30 years. And the way the burn box, this is the first time I've saw a burn box burn, and it's efficient. A lot better than open burns, open pit burns. We have a burn barrel at the existing site that didn't completely burn all materials. And it's the village needed a cleanup. And this is our new site. It will be curbside pickup, door-to-door pickup in the beginning of the project. And we made it mandatory for everybody to be involved in the garbage pickup. It's the only way we figured it would make it work, is if everybody were involved. We'll be using the 5-yard dump truck and an old ambulance for garbage pickup until our new vehicle arrives. And we're planning in the beginning to pick up households once a week, and schools and other businesses 5 days a week. There's 2 lodges in the village and 1 bed and breakfast, and there's a couple of small stores. The 2 lodges will be requiring at least 5 days, if not 7 days a week pickup.
It's our land, it's our people, it's our health and well-being. By working together as one, and with the help of concerned companies like Summit Consulting, we can change the face of our villages and show our future generations how to make our homes a healthier and cleaner place to live, so that the children will always be able to call this land God's country. Thank you everyone for joining me for Heartbeat Alaska, and please call the number on the screen for more information on how you might obtain a burn box for your village. Join me again next week, and please don't forget, I need Christmas messages now. Please get your camcorder out, and we're having a 2-hour special. That is going to be so exciting. It's the Friday before Christmas from 7 to 9 on ARCS. God bless all of you. We'll see you again next week.